So how did you figure out I want to prospect? Like, where did that come from?
It's a great question. So my mindset has always been, say you do an open house to get all your business, you're waiting for business to come to you. But by prospecting, I know I get for sure on average 6 contacts every hour. Every 8 contacts I get a lead. So I'm like, I know for sure if I just dial for an hour, hour and a half, I'm going to get a hot lead. So I found it as I'm actively going out there, controlling my business and grabbing the business from people. So that's really what got me excited about being a prospecting agent rather than just sitting around waiting for business to come to me, people to call me. I actively go out, call people, and get that business.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, it's Aaron Wittenstein, and we are here with Vulcan7 Roadmap. This is where I teach you how to take 2, 3, 4, 736 million listings a week. And we're here with David Sladewski out of Cleveland, Ohio. How you doing, my friend? Everything good?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I got to say, though, I don't like the word jealousy because I'm not a jealous person. I think envious is the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little okay. I don't want to say it, but how old are you?
I am 19 years old, so a few months I'll be 20, but 19 right now.
19, that's amazing. Okay, and then the second part of my question here, everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, 19!" Like that. No, I started at 18, so I'm right. I kind of know what it's like. I had a lot more hair back then, but that's so. But the thing was, I was never as successful at a young age as you are. How many listings are you planning on taking this year?
Right now, I'm on track for about 60 listings this year.
So, I don't even think youth is a part of it. You know what I mean? I don't think so because, I think work ethic comes when work ethic comes. Would you agree with me on that?
100%. Yeah. Work ethic is huge.
So 60 listings. All right. Walk me through what that looks like.
Well, yeah. So it's, how I plan it out. I set a goal for myself. So last year in the business when I was 18, I set a goal of $100,000, 6 figures, plain and simple. And I just backtrace that goal to exactly how many hours I need to prospect every single day based on contact rates, who picks up, how many leads I get per contact. And then that will convert, 2 hours a day for me was $100K a year. So if I prospect 2 hours, I'll get enough listings and those listings will sell to make me $100K a year.
All right. So, that's really good. So, I mean, based upon your numbers now, how many hours a day are you typically prospecting right now?
Typically right now, it's about 2 hours and 45 minutes.
So 15-minute break?
No 15-minute break. I do.
wow.
Okay. So I do. So yeah, I do a flat 2 hours in the morning, a guaranteed 2 hours. And then at the end of the day, I'll try to get an hour in. So it's about an hour every other day.
So, all right, so 2 hours in the morning. So where are you? Because I mean, I'm always a firm believer, start early in the morning, get it out of the way. Yeah. And it sounds like you believe in that as well, right?
Yeah, you got to block out. So how I think about it, I block out my schedule from 8 to 10, purely prospecting. No one's bothering me. It's just dedicated to picking up the phone and prospecting.
And then you said you pick up an hour in the afternoon. Is that correct?
If I have no listing appointments, then I'll pick up an hour in the afternoon.
What do you see? Because I've been calling in the afternoon and it's a different type of, different people answer the phone. Yeah. What are you seeing in the afternoon right now?
For sale by owners are huge in the afternoon. I really like expireds in the morning. I want to be the first person they speak to in the morning. But for sale by owners and for rent by owners, massive pickup rate in the afternoon is what I typically find.
Interesting. So what do you prefer? You like expireds, you like FSBOs, you like the FURBOs? What's your go-to?
For rent by owners are bread and butter. I mean, I am in love with for rent by owners. And I'm in love with them for the main reason of you talk to one person, they're an investor because they have a house for rent. That one investor can have anywhere from 5 to 20 plus properties that they want to sell if you do a good job on their one listing. So that's for rent by owners. It's like an endless stream of business from one contact.
There's actually another guy that we spoke with. I don't know if you watched the interview with Tim Dominic, who has a massive success with,
Hmm.
and it's amazing what happens. Success leaves clues, right?
Hmm.
So, and I'm just going to venture to guess there's not as much competition in those types of leads, are there?
I mean, I'm almost the first realtor that they speak to. There's like no one calling them, which blows my mind. Whereas expireds, they hate you after an hour of talking to them. But
Hmm.
like for rent by owners, no one's calling them, and it blows my mind. It's just an untapped gold mine.
Wow. So you're taking listings? What, you're getting in touch with investors, or I mean, are you getting rental listings? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah. So if they're how I think about it, if for rent by owner, it's a vacant property because they have it listed for rent. It's not bringing that investor any income. So they have some sort of need of, if this property is not rented right now, why not sell it? So yeah, it's properties that used to be rentals and now they're looking at renting it again. But I talked to them about selling it. Mhm.
So out of the 60 listings you're going to take, are like what percentage of them are cold? Are based on prospecting?
35. Well, based on prospecting, it's, I mean, 95%.
Okay. Okay.
Um, After that, it's just, sphere here and there. But I mean, 95% of my business comes from prospecting. I think
Got
the
it.
exact number is like 93.5%.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. And so are you like, you seem like a numbers person.
Oh yeah,
Am I
big
okay?
numbers guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seem like a numbers guy. So can you break it down from expireds to FISBOs to FURBOs? Like what percentage of each you're looking at?
Yeah, roughly. I know I have so it changed. The reason it's roughly is it changes month in and month out.
Of course.
So right now I'm finding for sale by owners to be I mean, this past 2 months, 80% listings are for sale by owners. But 6 months ago, 60% of my listings were from for rent by owners. And I pick up expireds here and there. Big believer in calling the expireds fresh in the morning. And then after that, I usually will call a year past expireds. But most of my business is for rent by owners and for sale by owners.
FURBOs, got it. And so interesting. And the expireds, are you just not seeing it right now, or what? What's kind of going on with that?
My biggest issue with them is the pickup rate on expired is
Sure.
tough. So that's why I get in right at 8 a.m. and I'll sometimes call them twice. From 8 to 8:30, I'll call, and then if I finish up prospecting for rent by owners and for sale by owners, I'll do expireds again, just to get higher pickup rates. I think they're great if you get one on the phone. It's just getting an expired on the phone is the
Right.
hardest part.
So, with your permission, I'd like to. I don't want to focus on your age, but I think it's pretty impressive. I know it's pretty. You're welcome. It's very impressive.
Mhm.
What you're doing, because seasoned agents like myself and other people. Like, I have a good work ethic. So some people looking at you like he's 19 years old.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, because the thing is, where you're at in 19, imagine 21, 23. You're going to be retired by the time you're 40. When you
I'm
play the story,
excited.
you
Yeah.
will. No, it's amazing. So, do you run into issues? Because I mean, this is, just I'll shoot you
Oh
straight. Is
yeah.
that okay? Is that cool?
Yeah, please do.
So when you go on an appointment, do you see age as being an issue?
It's only been an issue one time. And so how I frame it is I'm a young guy and I say it flat out because the second I meet them, they're like, who is this teenager walking into like, I have kids older than this kid. So I totally understand age is an issue, but I really frame it as I'm young and I'm hungry. I have immense energy, no wife, no kids. I mean, I got all the time in the world and this is my passion. So, I can beat out a lot of seasoned agents because, a person, a lot of times they want to help out the young, hungry, motivated kid that's really trying to make something happen. So I really frame it like that. I just show my work ethic. And I also have the experience just in the past year and a half to prove it. All these listings I got,
Right.
they sell over asking, no inspection. So I use that, and then I hit the angle of I'm young, hungry, and motivated.
So when you go on, I mean, I'm just going to venture to guess your system and processes. You have stuff like that into play.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're systematic. So the thing is you set an appointment. You do what next?
Well, I have a nice hardcover book. You can buy them from Amazon, and I have like a bunch of stuff that I made from Canva, where it just goes into everything I do. It's just a big marketing tool to make myself look good. That's to make people really want to work with me. The main thing that I put together is comps in the area, everything like that. And I just break down the comps with them and I ask them, what do they want their house to sell for? And if I can net them that price, it's a win. I mean, I got the listing right there. So I really focus on comps, the area, market value. That's usually what my system looks like.
So what you're saying is, you're not doing anything super fancy.
Not at all. I mean, it's being authentic and true to yourself. I mean, that's really what the main thing is.
All right. So when you say authentic and true to himself, okay, we hear that word a lot. I think when used in the right context, like you just did, it's a great word. But like, what does that mean to you?
So when people talk to me, I'm not the cliche salesperson. I mean, I'm a 19-year-old, so that number one. But I'm not this cliche, super high energy, super amped up guy. I'm a pretty low energy person, and I'm authentic and true to I don't try to put on this act when I'm talking to all these prospects. I'm very true to myself, but I really am just a cool, calm, collected person. And authentic means I'm not trying to act like this high energy salesperson. I come in there being myself, a nice, relaxed, true to the numbers, very focused on the numbers at the end of the day.
Yeah, because I mean, I think, well, like I said before, if the numbers make sense, the numbers make sense, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, all right, so you're going on a for sale by owner appointment because it seems like that's what you're having the most success with right now. Let's say you're up against a more seasoned agent, okay? Because I
Mhm.
mean, they just are or whatever. What are you saying to that person in particular that's gonna give you that extra oomph, that's gonna set you aside from someone that's been doing this for 25 years?
So I'll look at the comps. Number one, I'll call the for sale banner. Say their house is listed at 200,000. If I'm looking at the comps and I'm thinking this house can at least sell for 215, right there, I got it. That's my commission covered. If I can't do it for 215, then I'll usually change my word up, and I'll get into that in a second. But say I can sell for 215, they're listed at 200. The main question I ask is, are you open to meeting with me if I can net you the exact same thing at the end of the day and you do nothing? I take care of everything for you. I position your house in the best light, and I can net you the same. It's a hard question to say no to. I mean, who's going to say no to that? So that's how I get my foot in the door. If I found out, 17 other agents said the same thing, I really try to focus on building a personal relationship with them. And again, go into just the amount of work ethic I have.
Sure.
And it's good to have mentors in your life. So I have, mentors behind me that 25 plus years of experience. I'll go into that. They're with me every step of the way. But really, I focused on, I can net you this number. Here are the comps. Here's the proof that I've done. I've done this to countless other for sale by owners in the same neighborhood. Give me the chance for 60 days to try to get this property sold for you or whatever it is.
So basically, what I'm hearing from you, and tell me if I'm wrong, this is not rocket science.
Not at all. It's just, is there value to be had? And if so, I'm going to show myself in the best light to provide that value.
Can you repeat that?
All it is there value to be had? And if there is, I'm going to be the one to show you the value.
See, I mean, it's just it's impressive. Like I said, from your mindset, you have a much, what's the word I'm looking for here? You're wise beyond your years. I don't know
Yeah,
if you've ever heard that before,
I
but
get it.
that's how I feel about you. So as we know, most top producing people in the world have very regimented ways that they utilize their time.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Walk me through from what time you wake up to kind of what you got going on for the rest of the day.
Yeah, so I have a Google sheet of my hour by hour schedule every single day. I mean, I'm very systematic and numbers based. 6:30 I wake up. I do the normal morning routine, just eat breakfast, get ready, everything like that. I make sure I'm in the office by 7:45. I usually plan out my day. I'll go through my listings. I'll go through what's the next actionable step for the listing. And that takes me about 10, 15 minutes. By that time, it's 8 o'clock. 8 to 10 is my 2 hours. I get that 6 days a week. I prospect 2 hours a day, 8 to 10 in the morning. After that, 10 to 12 is all my lead follow-up. So I'll go through my CRM. I'll follow up with all the leads that I just got from prospecting and just moving people down the sales funnel. 12 to about 1:30, I take a big break. I like to go to the gym midday. I don't answer any phone calls from 12 to 1:30. It's a massive break, eat lunch, everything like that. 1:30 to about 3:30 is all the administrative, dot loop, anything administrative I do. And then 3:30 to 6 is all my appointments. That's when I set every single appointment. And again, if I don't have appointment, that's when I'm prospecting more. And then I do jujitsu in the evenings and whatnot. So I stick to that every day. And if you think about that, all that time that I just said, it's an 8.5 hour workday. So I'm not working these crazy numbers. It's 8.5 hours. It allows me to keep my sanity and perform at the highest level.
So it's not, is it color coordinated?
I have it right here, actually.
Yeah, let me think. I got to see this. Oh, look at that. It's all color coordinated. Yeah. It's so pretty. How'd you get into the business?
Well, so I got in the business. I'm very interested in real estate investing. So from 17, I was reading every book I can about real estate investing. Being an agent connects you with, the greatest people. So day I turned 18, got my license, and I really use it to invest. I make the money, I invest it, I connect with other investors, I partner with people. So that's really what motivated me to get into it.
So investing, basically, and then this is just a byproduct of the investments and gives you a vehicle, if you will, to turn money into more money, right?
100%. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So can I jump you forward to 5 years from now when you're like 24 years of age? Yeah. What does it look like? What is your world going to look like when let's just round up to 25-year-old in 6 years? Okay. What's your world going to look like?
Well, I'm starting other avenues of business within being an agent. So whether that be coaching or, starting my own team, but mainly it's going to look like really focusing on my investment properties. I hope to have a number of rentals by then.
How many?
I'm hoping 100.
Hoping's a bad word.
Okay, I'm going to get 100 by 25. I like the big commercial buildings. I like 100 units, I should say. I like the big commercial units and everything like that. So I really think I'd be dedicated more on that. Being an agent, probably 50% of the time. But by that time, I'm hoping I could take time off, travel quite a bit more and everything like that.
So a lot of people, when they get started, okay, they don't know what to do. Mm-hmm. Right. And I think that's a big thing. So how did you, because this is, a niche, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. How did you figure out I want to prospect? Like, where did that come from?
It's a great question. So my mindset has always been, open houses are great. I got nothing against open houses. They don't work for me because I am very low energy, like I was saying. But I found it as, say you do an open house to get all your business, you're waiting for business to come to you. But by prospecting, I know I get for sure on average 6 contacts every hour. Every 8 contacts, I get a lead. So I'm like, I know for sure if I just dial for an hour and a half, I'm going to get a hot lead. So I found it as I'm actively going out there, controlling my business and grabbing the business from people. So that's really what got me excited about being a, prospecting agent, rather than just sitting around waiting for business to come to me, people to call me. I actively go out, call people and get that business.
How did you find prospecting?
YouTube. YouTube is like the new college for me. I love YouTube. So I found Vulcan7 right away, found other YouTubers that were really heavy into prospecting and just learned from them.
That's amazing, man. So I always like this question. So you're sitting there at your desk. Mm-hmm. You got this new agent. They're walking through the door. They're like, "Excuse me, David, what do I need to do? What's one piece of advice that you could give me?"
The biggest thing, and this was my motto last year when I first started with, is consistency. Have a schedule. Like I said, my schedule is an 8.5 hour workday. Have a schedule that you can consistently do without fail. None of this, like I'm going to work a 12-hour day and then it's next day I'm taking off. Like you want to be very consistent in everything you do. So I know consistently I'm prospecting 2 hours a day. That's like the bread and butter of my business. And everything I do is all about, can I consistently maintain this like lifestyle I'm living? So
basically what you're saying is be consistent, do the same thing regularly, right?
Yeah.
And so if I heard correctly, you said 8, and maybe this was the last question. You said 8 contacts will lead to 1 hot lead. Okay. Mm-hmm. How many contacts are you per appointment right now?
Per appointment is about 20.57 or something like that.
Got it. How many appointments you set in a week right now?
I'm setting 3 to 4 right now. I mean, I'm really targeting these for sale by owners. So 3 to 4 appointments right now.
Would you say closer to 3 or closer to 4? I'm just,
Closer to 4.
of course, okay. And out of 4 appointments, how many will you actually go on?
I'll go on all 4. I
You
do
all 4?
Yeah, if I set the appointment, I'm going on it. I mean, I do a lot of like I call them a few times beforehand to make sure
Got
that
it.
appointment's set in stone.
Got it. All right, that's great. And I'm assuming out of 4, your conversion is relatively high. So,
Yeah.
no, that's amazing. All right, I'll leave with one piece of advice here. We learned a lot from you, man. Give me one piece of advice, okay?
Appreciate it. Just be consistent, show up every day. It's this business prospecting is not a fun thing to do. I mean, it's work. So just be consistent, stick with it. In 3 months, it'll change your life if you prospect 2 hours a day. That's my biggest piece of advice. Prospect 2 hours a day, 5, 6 days a week. That's it.
It's not easy, but it's simple, right?
Super simple, and it works.
Exactly. All right, my friend David, I want to say thank you so much for being here today, and I learned a lot from you. I really did. So thank you. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And everyone, I'd like to thank everybody for showing up to Vulcan7 Roadmap. We're here once a week giving you value from agents across the country, and everybody have an amazing day.